Hi everyone and welcome back to Winter of Series 11 in Forza Horizon 5. This is Racing in the 90s, the last seasonal championship on Mexican mainland for this week's festival playlist. And we get to do some street racing this time around. It's gonna be retro sports cars made in 90s in B class. And off we go. As you can see, I grabbed these Nissan Skyline sporting the gorgeous Godzilla paint by Ice Rabbit Design. In my opinion, the best paint for this car in the whole of the game. I scrolled pretty much through all liveries that you can find, and there's nothing better than this. The beginning of the race seemed to go reasonably fine for us. We passed all of the AIs. All of the teammates managed to survive some incoming NPC traffic and rolling off into another NPC traffic. That Jeep Wrangler came heads on with me. I hope that guy is fine. Somebody should call the ambulance, I guess, but we carry on. I'm being pushed by my teammate, and it's always bad when you get hit in the braking zone, because that basically all your calculation where you need to position your car to make the corner nicely goes straight into the toilet. But even worse when you end up in those rocks and pebbles on the side of that corner, which slow you down tremendously. I absolutely hate those props. They look really small, but the slowdown they cause is absolutely immense. So from the first position down in third, my friend Chazzy is up in first, and that's a little bit of a detour he takes. I follow suit, so we swapped the street racing for cross country for a bit, and that gets me back into first place. Now, not much of a respect for track limits, I would say. My pushy teammate is right here. Come on, mate, you don't have to fight me this hard. I mean, I'm all for some nice racing, but just a little bit less touchy, a little bit more careful would really help. Let's try to not... Come on, don't push me into the buildings. That would be nice, right? We let him go. Okay, I almost had a chance to pass him nicely, and I screwed it all up by smashing him into the rear and basically pushing him across the line. For the first position, I'm second, and the Team Humans strongly ahead of all of the AI, 2,500 versus 600 points, which is a nice result. Let's go for the second race. Oh, a Lago Blanco. So this track, the first corner is always a carnage. Whether you run it with people or with AI, for some reason, it's the first corner that causes a murder of multiple cars at the same time. So let's try to avoid it this time. When you race against AI, it's usually better to stay on the inside. Woo. You can see that there was quite a lot of death before the first corner, which might be good for us because there's less cars to cause carnage. The NPC traffic also made people go, I can't even call it wide, basically straight past the corner. So we've got Chazzy in the first place again, which is nice. 3 AIs to pass, but that shouldn't be a problem. 2 of them are now behind, and already good score for Team Humans. So you can imagine this race is pretty much done already, though there's still some distance to go. 3/4 of the race ahead of us. Just passing this AI, managed to avoid the contact somehow. That is unusual. And there's another corner which is hilarious, because most of people forget it exists and go up that hill. When AI does that in higher classes, if you look behind while usually being in front by that time, you can see multiple cars just going up in the air, like pretending they are birds or airplanes or something. So Now where is our pushy teammate? Somewhere behind. That's fine. That is, as long as we score enough points for the win, I'm happy to keep them behind. So now I can concentrate on racing Chazzy. We'll see if I can catch up to his GTO, I think. Going this wide into the sand doesn't help. Even though I didn't lose too much speed, surprisingly. Probably thanks to rally tires my car is fitted with. But yeah, should really try to stick to some faster lines rather than just pretending to be a sand buggy. But I am definitely closing the gap, so let's try to nicely pass here. Going a little bit wide to make sure there's enough space for Chazzy to make it through the checkpoint, and that worked nice. Up in the first place, is passing some NPC traffic. Hopefully this is how we'll keep this race till the end, but you never know. There's a street racing can always bring an NPC car or two. Oh wow, I think while I was evading that NPC car, Chazzy was trying to avoid collision with me and went all the way up the hill just to not hit me. So let's let him pass. I really ruined his run just now. So first place for Chazzy, second place for me, and the win for Team Humans. This was way more enjoyable than I expected it to be. Some nice racing, some fun moments. Way better than the previous seasonal champ, where I got really bored and almost fell asleep by the end of the second race. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.